Hi there. Today we're going to talk about Lesson 52, and Lesson 52 covers the order of operations. Now, again, this is probably review for you, but we're going to talk a little bit about what order you do what operations in when you're trying to solve arithmetic sentence. There are 4 operations of arithmetic. They are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. You all do that, okay? When we do order of operations, we always work left to right, and we will do parentheses first. If anything's in parentheses, we do that first. Then we look for exponents, numbers with exponents, which would be something like 2 to the 3rd power. That would be an exponent. You could do multiplication and division next, and it doesn't make any difference which order those are in, as long as you're moving left to right. And then you can do addition and subtraction. Again, it makes no difference what you do first, addition or subtraction, as long as you're moving left to right in the arithmetic equation or the expression. Also, remember it as, okay, we have, I always say it, and you'll remember in typically if I'm talking about it, I just say this. I say Pemdas, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You will notice that I will use Pemdas. Now, some of you may have learned this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And if that's the way you learned it, that's awesome. Okay? Now, here's a problem. We'll work through it. I always underline what I'm working on so that I keep track of what I've done. So this is 2 plus 4 times 3 minus 4 divided by 2. Remember, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, so we either have to do multiplication or division, if there is any. Happens to be there's multiplication, and we're going left to right, so I underline the multiplication, 4 times 3. I go to the next step. 2 plus 4 times 3 is 12, minus 4 divided by 2. Now, I can do the division. 4 divided by 2, which of course is 2, and I'm left with 2 plus 12 minus 2. Now, left to right, I'll do addition first because it is the first thing I encounter. 12 plus 2 is 14, and then I have 14, and of course this is the last step, so more 14 minus 2 is 12. Okay, and that is your last step. You don't have to underline them as you're going through. Man, it just seems to me like I do a lot better job of keeping track of where I've gone and what I've done. If I go back to check it, it's way easier to go back and check it if I've underlined and I know what I did for steps. Okay, this says evaluate. Now, a lot of people they'll say evaluate. They might even say simplify. Both of them mean the same thing. Evaluate the expression a plus ab. And remember, if they have 2 variables together like that, it does mean multiplication, even though you can't see it. See, there's that magical disappearing multiplication sign there. Okay? If a equals 3 and b equals 4. So first you should substitute. Okay? That's your first step. Substitute the numbers in for the letters. So now you have 3 plus 3 times 4. Okay? Well, Pemdas tells us parentheses, no, exponents, no. Multiplication or division. We have multiplication here. So we're going to do 3 times 4, which of course is 12. And then that just takes us to our very last step, which would be 12 plus 3, which is 15. So 15 is the answer if you substitute these numbers in for these variables. Okay? Here's another one. Looks really difficult, but it isn't as difficult as it looks. Evaluate or simplify xy, that's x times y, minus x divided by 2, if x equals 9 and y equals 2/3. Looks scary, but it isn't. Okay? This says 9 times 2/3. Now, I put it in parentheses because I wanted to remember that I needed to do those 2 together. Okay, just kind of help me remember. It wasn't in the original problem, so I put the parentheses in. Now, of course, this is my first step because in Pemdas it tells us to do multiplication and parentheses obviously first. So we're going to do this first. Now, you notice that you can cross reduce. Take 3 out of here, this becomes a 1. Take a 3 out of here, this becomes a 3. We now have 3 times 2 over 1, which of course is 6. And now we have 6 over 1 minus 9 over 2. Now, remember we need the same denominators when we're adding or subtracting fractions. So this has a denominator of 2, so it's pretty easy to make this 2 by multiplying it by 2. And if I take 6, I'm going to cross that out there. If I take 6 times 2, that makes that 12. So now I have the expression 12 over 2 minus 9 over 2. And 12 minus 9 today is 3. So I end up with 3 over 2, which I took to a mixed number, which is what I want to have. So this one was not that hard. You just had it. If you folks can remember to just do things step by step and not be freaked out about the look of a problem and just solve the problem step by step, you'll be okay. Okay, now here's another example using Pemdas. You got to solve this. Remember Pemdas. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Go left to right. So first thing we run across is multiplication. So we're going to do that first. 4 plus 4 times 4, which is 16. So now we have 4 plus 16 minus 4 divided by 4. Well, we can't do any adding or subtracting yet because we have this division over here. So now we have 4 plus 16 minus 4 divided by 4. Well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now we can add or subtract because we have no multiplication or division left. 4 plus 16 today is 20. So we'll do that next. 20 minus 1. That's our last step. We get 19. Okay? All right. Now we have another one I'd like to do with Pemdas. Okay? 2 times 3 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 4. Well, Pemdas tells us parentheses, no. Exponents, no. Multiplication or division, yes. Left to right, we have multiplication first. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 4. Division is our next thing we do. Okay, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 plus 2 minus 4. Now we have no more multiplication and division, so left to right, we're going to do the addition first. 6 plus 2 today is 8. Okay, and then our last step, of course, is 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. And we've solved that pretty efficiently using Pemdas. Always remember left to right. Don't lump in the middle. Got to go left to right as much as possible. Okay, let's do this one. It looks really complicated. It's not. Do we have parentheses? Yes. So that's actually going to be the first thing we're going to do right there. So we end up with 3 squared plus 2 plus 4 squared plus 10. That was your parentheses from up here. Okay, plus 2. All over 3. Notice my 3 is kind of little. I didn't leave very much room for it. Now, parentheses is done. Now we have to go to exponents. And we do have exponents, by golly. Okay, so we'll do the next step. We have 9, which is 3 squared plus 2 plus 4 squared plus 10 plus 2. All over 3. Don't forget that divisor because you'll mess up. The next one we want to handle is this 4 squared because it's an exponent. So our next step is going to look like this. 9 plus 2 plus 16 plus 10 plus 2, all divided by 3. Well, now we're down. We're done with exponents. We are to multiplication or division. Ha! There is no multiplication and division in this one yet. Okay, we can't divide yet because we have to do some adding and subtracting first. Okay, this is one thing where you kind of have to make some sense out of it because, yes, there's division. This 3 is a division. But we can't divide until we get the top taken care of. So let's get the top taken care of and then we can finish dividing. So 9 plus 2 is the furthest left. So that's 11. Right here is your 11. Goes with the 9 plus 2. Okay. Now we have 11 plus 16 plus 10 plus 2. 11 plus 16 is 27. Again, don't forget that 3. Okay? 11 plus 16 right here was this 27. 27 plus 2 is, or excuse me, 27 plus 10 is our next step, which ends up to be 37. Okay? And 37 plus 2 is our next step. Again, not forgetting about this 3, because boy, that baby's going to get important here real quick. Okay, 37 plus 2 is 39, divided by 3. Now, we're not done yet, because this is a really improper fraction. 39 divided by 3 is 13. Finally. What a problem that was. Lots of steps, lots of using Pemdas. Okay? This is a problem that would be awesome in your notes to help you with any kind of other issues that you're doing when you're doing your homework. Things like that. Okay, thanks so much for listening. I hope you have an awesome day, and if you have questions, do ask me in class. Thanks. Bye.